Hello scrapbooking friends, and thank you for joining me for another scrapbooking process video. So today's layout is my design team layout for Dotty about Flair, and I am also following very loosely, I believe, the sketch number 38 by Lisa Sikorsky over at Scrapper Sketch. It's a sketch that's got two photo clusters, one in the top left corner and one in the bottom right corner, and it's kind of half framed with kind of banner pieces. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to kind of like go a little bit rogue or cheat a little bit, and I'm kind of taking this as the framing. So because it is like, it looks as though it could have some doodling around the actual edge, which I'm going to take as this piece here, or this section here, and then the other framing I'm going to do is this piece, because I'm going to, I'll be honest, it's quite a difficult sketch for me to do. It's not one that I look at and think, oh yeah, I could do that easily. But I have seen some like amazing layouts that people have done, so I should really scrap lift one of those. But for now, I'm going to do it in my own way, and yeah, I think you'll still see the sketch in the layout, but it is quite a loose interpretation. So here we go. I'm using this Vicki Boutin Under the Palms Sweet Rush paper. It's got, oh look, it's got those oranges on the back, and I really like those. When I bought the paper, I'm pretty sure I would have said that I bought it for this side for my Jubilee scrapbooking. But when I was flicking through my papers to find a paper for this layout, I came across this one and I thought, oh my gosh, it's absolutely perfect. And I don't think I'd even looked at the B-side. Because when I come across a paper that I think is right, I just pick it out straight away. And generally at that point, I will stop looking for any other papers. Sometimes if I'm not 100% sure, I might keep going. But on this occasion, I really thought that this paper was just absolutely perfect for this photo. So it's a photo of CJ, Charford Jack, at the Highlight Donkey Sanctuary. It's not Elvis. He looks quite a bit like Elvis. And he's probably my second favourite donkey at the sanctuary. And he's kind of, a little bit scruffy looking at the moment. And he does look a lot like Elvis, and sometimes it's hard to tell them apart, but Elvis is really quite groomed at the moment, and he looks really nice. So yeah, he's kind of lost his winter coat, and I think he's had a lot of grooming. So yeah, it is quite easy to tell them apart now. But CJ's a lovely donkey, he's friendly, likes the visitors and everything. So what I've done, I'm using scraps on this page, paper scraps that is. So I've got tracing paper scraps here and textured card scraps here, and I've already layered my photo, and I've done a layer of foam under the photo onto the textured cardstock, and the tracing paper is flat to the textured cardstock. So there's just one layer there, one little layer. I've already done my journaling, and again it's a scrap, and I've put foam underneath it, and all it says is Charford Jack, my next adoption donkey. And I have used my tiny attacher there just for a little bit of texture and a little bit of interest. And also it secures that piece of journaling onto that ledger paper. Oh, that is a ledger paper. I'm not sure if I think that's the B side or the A side, and whichever side it is. I think it's Vicki Boutin Fernwood. So all scraps today. I've hand cut this heart from the textured cardstock, and these alphas are very old. I think I mentioned them before. I got them from somewhere like B&M in the UK quite a long time ago, so I doubt you'd get them now, but they were like really cheap, like 50p a packet or something, and I'm still working my way through them. I've got a lot of them. Put foam on the back already, and I have actually glued the end of this piece of twine to the heart because I wanted it to be dry before I started. So like I say, the sketch has got these two kind of very specific clusters, very, very similar clusters. In fact, each cluster is the same, but it's just like it's just, I don't know if that's what you call the mirror image, but it's just, yeah, mirror image, I think that is. But both clusters are the same pretty much, with a little sort of envelope, like a little butterfly and a little Flair badge or something there, and a couple of, like, the actual design of each cluster is the same, but I'm not doing that today. But it is a beautiful sketch, but one that I find tricky. So what I've got here is, this is that twine that I used. It's kind of a jute, it's very rustic, I've used it a lot. These three little horseshoes came from Poppys Crafty Owl, Bramble Fox pieces, and my Flair pieces today are this one, which is an autumn piece, and I've got these kind of three pick and mix sort of floral pieces. and leaf pieces, ferns or whatever they are. So yeah, just when I was looking through my stash, I thought this one in particular was absolutely perfect, because it just matches the paper so perfectly. Like, it just, I couldn't believe it. And then just these two kind of other sort of leaf pieces that I picked out. So yeah, they're lovely. And this XL, I love XL Flair, and I love to get them on a page. And this one I really like, but obviously it's quite themed. Well, it's not themed, but it's you know, it's got to be, it's not as versatile as some of the other sort of simple Flair or just one colour Flair or two colour Flair, because this one I think does need to go kind of on like a brown layout. It doesn't have to, but you know, that's what it when I saw it in my stash, and I thought, oh wow, that is just perfect for a layout about Charford Jack. These are where those pieces came from, Bramble Fox, this set here that I've showed you before. This title I believe is from, it might even be the August Fox box. I think it is a Fox box. Poppys Crafty Owl, the horseshoes there. I do mix all my stash together, my Bramble Fox pieces. I just pop them in my Bramble Fox little drawer when I get them. And I don't remember which is the Fox box and which isn't. I didn't get any extras this time though, so I think that probably is from the August Fox box. I've used this punch for those little hearts here that I punched out. From the same textured cardstock, a little bit of foam on the back of those already. So it's a Fiskars Thick punch. My favourite punches, I like the thick punches because you can use cardstock with those quite easily. Archival Acorn ink, which I'm going to use for the date. So tiny attacher, which is a Tim Holtz one, which is probably my favourite tool. If somebody were to ask me what my favourite tool was, I think it probably would be that tiny attacher. And my pen today is the Uniball 0.7 metal tip. And I do really like these pens. I get on really well with those, particularly this design. I really like this one. Energel it's called. And I don't know, a few people have asked me about these scissors. They're the Chamel scissors that came with the box of crayons collection. And I'm pretty sure they were very hard to come by at the time. And I got mine in a kit at the Go Getaway retreat that I went to in 2018, where Chamel was the guest, she was the designer that was there that weekend. So and we used a box of crayons that weekend, and this came in the pack that I got there. So I don't think you can get them now. Very well sought after, and yeah, I do really like them. I use them for everything, apart from if I have to cut something really tiny. I use my smaller pair of scissors that I've got, but yeah, they're my favourite. So right, so my idea for this layout is what you see here. So I think this is going to go like this, and then I don't know why I saw that cardstock in my scraps box, and I don't know why, I just thought I'll cut a heart out. Oh, I know what I wanted to do. I wanted to punch a heart out, but I haven't actually got a big heart punch. I've only got this little heart punch here. I don't think I've got any other size heart punch. So yeah, I just hand drew it and cut it out. As you can tell, it's, you know, it's not a perfect heart, is it? But that doesn't matter. And then I was thinking straight away when I looked through my titles that this one would be, I would probably put this here, just sitting on the edge of that little framed section there. And I haven't actually cut off the branding strip, which I would normally do. And I think I'll just pause and do that now. Right, that's done. Otherwise, I would leave it, and then when I try and come to do it later, it would not fit into the trimmer because of all the embellishments that I'm probably going to add, especially if they're at the edge of the page, you know. Right, so what I think we'll do is think about how we want this layout to look. So I'm thinking, although on the sketch there's nothing in the only actual sections of the sketch or places on the sketch where there's something going on is these two sections here. So, and the title goes across the middle here, and other than that, that's it. There's nothing else. But yeah, you know me and my field corners, and I just thought these pieces went so well because of the blue and the green in the paper, so I couldn't resist thinking about popping those on somewhere. And what I wanted to do was use my Bramble Fox stencil, the one with the bunting that I used on a previous layout, but it's, yeah, I've put it somewhere safe, and I don't know, I just can't find it. So it may be, I may have popped it with a layout to do, which I shouldn't do really. I should just put a note with the layout. If I put a layout together, like a few bits together for a layout, a kit I suppose, instead of putting the actual tool or pieces with it, I should just write it on a bit of paper to say that's what I want to use, which I would normally do, but yeah, I've obviously not done that this time. So right, so I think that looks nice there. And then what my idea was to have, this is kind of like a balloon. And I was thinking I would have it like cascading down with the hearts and the Flair embellishments forming part of that. So that's why I wanted to glue that twine down before I started. Of course, I just thought, you know, it'd be wet. It's wet glue, and also it'd be a bit messy, wouldn't it, to try and do that. So I think what I'm going to do is to place it there, so you still get a little bit of the frame showing, like this, particularly this bit here, rather than covering that over. I'm going to move it down slightly, although it bothers me a little bit having this sort of, I don't know, bit, I don't know, the design wise it doesn't look quite right to me, because I think I'll probably automatically want to cover it up, but I actually want that as part of the design, so that's what I'm going to do. And then I'm just going to probably let this free flow a little bit, and we'll have a go at placing this large piece at the top, I think. So I'm going to try and get that to go. I've put the foam pad so there's a gap in the middle there, so that I can put that over the and it's whether I want that to go straight here or whether I want it to go an angle. I think I'm going to put it straight, actually. So that one goes there, and I think that the actual Flair is going to hold the twine in place. But what I will probably do is add a little bit of glue at some point. So I'm thinking I've got these other 3 here, and what I wanted to do was probably have 1 or 2 on this side and 1 or 2 on this side. So I think this actual perfect one that I mentioned already, I think it's going to go here to match with the ferns. I'm not sure if they're ferns, that's what I'm calling them. They might be like grasses, but you know, I don't know. I'm not a gardener, so I don't know. When I look at them, I would automatically say fern, but right. So I think I'll just pop those down, and I think I do actually like that placement now. And it's kind of, I think I want them to sort of go on the stem, like in that place where they are now. I'm not sure. We'll think about that for a minute. And then this piece may be sort of here somewhere, and I have a little bit free flowing thread, twine, not thread. And I was just thinking that I would scatter the hearts. Yeah, not sure how yet. And then, of course, I've got my little horseshoes, haven't I? So I thought I might pop one here with CJ's name. Might pop one here with the bunting, because I really want to get these on the page. And then I was thinking I could pop one down there with the title. I'm just going to get the back off of that one. It's still got the backing piece on it. Have they got the backing piece on? Yeah, I think that one has actually. I thought I'd taken that off. I think originally I was thinking I might just use one. So I prepared one, which is probably this one. Yeah. And then, yeah, I think I pulled 2 more out of the packet. I'm not sure if they've got a right and a wrong way, to be honest. They look the same, so probably not. Yeah, so I think I probably need to get this piece down. Now, what I've done is I've put the foam on the edge of the piece, the Flair piece, because I want obviously to place it on the twine. So I want the actual foam piece to stick to the page and then the twine to go underneath. And I'm going to add a little bit of glue because obviously we need that to stay in place. Oh, I should have done that before, shouldn't I? I'll pop it under now if I can get some under there. Yeah, I think I did get some under there then. So we'll just pop that in place. And I want this to kind of be a little bit free. I do normally say that I glue everything down, and I do glue everything down. But with this design, with it being like a balloon kind of thing, I want a little bit of it right in the air. I think, well, I don't know if I mean in the air, but I think you know what I'm trying to say. So what I thought I'd do, like I said already, is I really wanted to put this piece on the frame edge. So, like I say, in the sketch, the title's here, but I am very definitely going rogue. And I think it's probably the best that I will be able to do that sketch. So, but having said that, I've said it already again, I have seen some like amazing layouts that people have done using that sketch. So I should really be a bit brave and have a go. I might do actually. Yeah, I might do. But when I was thinking about this page and looking at the design of it, I thought, oh yeah, I could make it work a little bit rogue, you know. I've said I wanted that free flowing, but I've changed my mind again. Can't help myself. I have to stick these things to the page. I'm only going to stick it in one little point though. One bit there like that. I'm not going to stick it anywhere else. I'm just going to leave it as it is like that. I'm going to remove a little bit of that excess though. Okay. Yeah, right. So, yeah, I think I quite like that. I think I'm just going to pop this one down. Free floating here probably. There. And then the same with this one. I think I'll nestle this one into that little bit of greenery there. And then this one I might just do the same. Nestle it here into this little bit of greenery there. And then I'm going to pop this piece down. Still don't know if these have got a right side and a wrong side, but I like them anyway, so whichever way they go, they look nice. So probably end up getting some more of them. Just going to pop that in place and not mess around with it being like quite a thin piece. If I move it too much, obviously the glue's going to move. So now on these Bramble Fox small pieces, it's a similar thing. Got to just try and place it and leave it, not move it too much. What I might do, probably should have done before, was do a little line. Yeah, I definitely should have done that before actually. I might just leave it actually without anything. But I was just thinking I might do it like a string, drawing a string. But yeah, I wanted to use the stencil. I'll see how it looks, and if I'm not too keen on it, I could even add some thread or something to it. Which, yeah, obviously, like I said already, I should have done before. Right, this one can go here. Now then, do I want it sitting above like that, or normally I wouldn't want it crossing over this the frame, but yeah, I still don't think I do actually. I think I'm just going to leave it quite high and definitely put something here. Yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do. Stick this down. I need to get my tape runner to do that. Put that down how I want it, make sure that's in place, because once they get dry I won't be able to move those, will I? I think they look fine. So I'm thinking this one I'm definitely going to do at an angle and maybe overlap a little bit of the frame with the tracing paper like that. There. He's a handsome boy, is CJ. A little bit scruffy looking, but handsome nonetheless. And this one here, I think. Well, the journaling. And I've got these pieces to pop down. Sorry, I think I just nudged the camera there. I think I'm going to pop that one there. This one here. Maybe a little bit over like that. And then I think they're all down apart from this one, aren't they? Pop this one down, put a little bit of glue on this one. Not just a tiny little bit, just for it to catch, because this glue is very strong. Just going to pop that there, not touch it, just leave it in place to dry. Oh yeah, that's quite an angle, isn't it? I'm thinking now that's too much of an angle looking at it. But now then, normally I like to add thread and twine around my pieces, but I don't think I'm going to do that today. But what I think I will do is try and get my, I think I have got some brown, this is my little box here with my threads in, my baker's twine, and sometimes I've got embroidery thread in here. I thought I had you know what, I did have a brown reel of thread there, but I know where it is. It's downstairs. I was using it for something else. I'll just see if I can find something. Okay, so I just pulled out this piece here from my bag of threads. This piece here. I was thinking I'd like to use like the beige colour, but that is downstairs. This is my bag of threads. I just thought I'd show you. It's filled with sort of a giant bundle back set of thread that I got when I first started cross stitching, and it's also any leftovers that I've got or any other thread. I just put in there when I finished with it on a stitch or something. I think this colour is quite good actually, and I was thinking whether I could find a way to do that. What I might do is tie a knot in the corner of it on this side, and then the other side too. So cut a piece off there. That's very long, isn't it? I think I'm going to try and do the knot here a little bit further down the line. Oh yeah, that's not a knot, is it? I mean, it is a knot. I didn't want a knot, I wanted a loop. Didn't think that through. Let's say, right, okay, so what I need to do is make sure I've got like the right length, and then try and do a loop. So cut a bit more off, do a loop, try and do a loop, and hope that it's in the right place. If not, I'll probably switch the camera off and try and do it off camera. There you go. Okay, there. So think, yeah, I'm not sure whether I like that, or whether I should just leave the thread like loose. Just put that on and then just leave it loose rather than have those loops. I'm not sure. I'm going to take those loops off. I don't like those loops. But what I am going to do is put some glue along that line and add the thread, and then decide what to do with the end pieces once that's in place. Because yeah, I'm still not sure where that stencil is that I wanted to use. So I'll just fold it in half to get the middle point, just roughly. That's the middle point there, and then just place that down. Try not to tangle it as I go, like that. So it had, so that those triangles do look as though they are attached to something. Not that it matters, because I would have liked them just as they were, but in my mind I wanted, like the design, I wanted a little bit of you know, something that they're going to attach to. Then I need to think about what I'm going to do with that bit that's flowing. I might just leave it like, I won't leave it free, I know that, I never do. In fact, I might just do that, what it's just done there. I do really like to do that. I'm sure if you've seen my videos before, so I do like to let things fall in place, and then that's, you know, where they end up. There, I think that's fine actually. I might just let the other piece go off the side edge and trim it, or might just, yeah, I'm not sure yet. I might, how far in has that gone with the glue? Could trim it down a bit, couldn't I? Just because the other bit goes off the edge. Yeah, I messed that up a little bit. I have moved it out of place, but I just thought to myself it would look better with a shorter piece there, so best to do it before the glue dries, because you can wipe it off to a certain extent. Obviously if it was on a glossy surface you would probably see the smudge, but on this matte finish pattern paper you won't see that. So yeah, got there in the end. Don't think, like I say, I'm going to add any more. Yeah, part of me wants to, but I think I'm going to leave it as it is. Trim that bit off now if I can without doing too much damage. I don't know where that bit went. Right, yeah, that's how I wanted it to look, I think. There it is. Now then, I've got the date, like I say, in the Acorn Archival Acorn ink. Just do a test stamp there, yeah. Already set the date, as I usually try to do. I think I might just, shall I put the date? I think I'm going to put it here in this little gap. Somebody asked me about double stamping. Why do people double stamp? I don't know why everyone double stamps, but the reason I do it is because I like the look of it. So I like the look of a double stamp, but also I like it removes the ink from the stamp. So because once you've finished, once you've inked it once, there is still ink on the stamp. So for me, it just removes a bit more ink, and also I do like the look of it. So yeah, that's the reasons why I do that. Okay, so I think this layout might be finished. I'm not going to add any more. I'm not going to add sequins or splatter or anything like that to this layout. I think it's finished as it is. Yeah, like I say, sketch 36 at Scrapper Sketch with an element here and an element here, and sort of some half framing using banners or banners. But yeah, I've gone rogue basically. It's not. I'm not even sure actually if you'd look at the sketch, and see that in this layout now. But yeah, it inspired me, and that was the starting point for me. So that's all that matters. You can work with sketches in any way you like, and if they inspire you, then that's amazing. Even if it doesn't look like the you know, the design at the end, the sketch design at the end. So yeah, my Dotty About Flair design team layout for August. The 9th of August is always my day. And yeah, this lovely autumn piece, and then these lovely florals, ferns, flora, fauna. whatever you want to call them. These will be on the website, or there'll be very similar ones on the website. So that's dafflair.com. So yeah, Vicki Boutin paper, another one used. And a side of paper that I really didn't think that I would use, so that's good. Lovely Bramble Fox title pieces, of course, and the Dotty about Flair pieces that I like to use. So embellishment heavy layout as usual. I do like my embellishments, I like my texture, and I do like to use a busy pattern paper. What I did think about when I first started doing it was some people would use a craft knife and probably cut some of these out and have them laying over the photo or whatever was elements were on the page. But although I would absolutely love to see someone else do that, that's not something I could do. I don't get along with craft knife. I'm very fond of my fingers, and yeah, that is kind of beyond my skill level or my level of patience as well, probably. So, but yeah, I would like to see someone else do that. It'd be amazing. Okay, so once again, stay safe, take care, thanks for joining me, and I shall see you next time.